Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Adyaye Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me out. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you'd like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, so this video is about the month of May. Let's talk about what I see happening. Now, this month is one that will see the most change within, because we have Jupiter changing signs into Gemini, and that will start on May 14th. And then on October 18th, it's going to enter Cancer. And then on December 5th, it'll retrograde back into Gemini until June 1st, 2026. And then we also have the nodes changing signs. We have Rahu going into Aquarius, and we have Ketu going into Leo. Now, we also have to remember all month, we still have Mars, which is trining Rahu until Rahu changes signs, Saturn all month, Venus until the end of the month, and Mercury will change signs on the 6th. So we have Mars aspecting all these planets until different days, especially Saturn, and that's what's been causing a lot of issues. This Mars in detriment in Cancer aspecting Saturn and Rahu. This is one of the catalysts for the terrorist attack that happened in India and many other things, explosive events that we're seeing. Now on May 3rd, Mars and the Moon will make an exact conjunction, which will create some unexpected events in the matters of resources and trade. It will be at 12 degrees, and this can show greed and trade. A work-life balance will be very key here, because this can also affect foreign nations, companies, and leaders not caring for employees and only caring about money. People in senior positions can suffer. Then on May 6th, Mercury will transit into Aries until May 23rd, and then after the 23rd go into Taurus. So when it's in Aries, thinking and processing information becomes a lot quicker here. Many will start walking and running, traveling short distances as it gets nicer outside in certain countries, but the energy will still be a bit low as Mars is still in Cancer. People will be very blunt and aggressive in tone. Passive aggressiveness can happen. Cuts can happen on the skin, rashes, redness. It is important to have patience at this time. Frustration can happen if you think of too many ideas, but Mars is in Cancer, so you may not have the right way to implement these ideas or to take action at them at this time, because the action that Mars wants to take is mostly internal. But this can happen if you're doing things like spiritual matters as well, like mantras, for example. It is a good idea to write down all of the ideas that you get at this time, so when Mars goes into Leo in June, then you will be ready for action. On May 12th, we have a full moon in Libra in Vishaka Nakshatra. This is in the 3rd pada, so this can bring karma of selfishness and greed can come into play in foreign nations, education, the laws, gurus. People may not be respecting these types of people. Civil servants can feel pressure or crisis at this time. Skin diseases are very possible. A full moon in Libra is all about law, balance, relationships, independence, business, partnerships, art. In this nakshatra, it's all about a fight for power and for what is right. There can be some conflicts in this area as Venus is in the 6th house, where Venus must become strategic and logical in the matters of relationships and money and the other themes that I mentioned. There is a battle to fight, but luckily Rahu and Saturn are here to fight with it. The battle is over shared resources. Secrets can be revealed. Also, this will have to do with the cabinet of the prime minister or president, public or foreign debt, the stock markets, business related to insurance, pension, social security, and there is a risk through war or natural disasters. This will be affecting the homelands, the public, leaders, speculation, entertainment, education, children, mothers, and real estate. The reputation of leaders in various countries can be affected. There can be a split in direction which affects marriages, also in the matters of war as well. One must triumph over enemies, and we must face some of these challenges. Going to any length to achieve a goal, and this can be in the matters of war or resources. Now, this has a lot to do with bartenders, the alcohol industry. So be careful that you don't go to a bar and drink with so many planets in the sixth house and create some enemies at this time. This is about people in the entertainment industry, those who use speech, politicians, people in the sports industry. There can be some problems with people being religious fundamentalists. This is about crime, immigration, prostitution, and the military. Now, Saturn has an 8th, 6th aspect onto the moon during this time. So it's showing us that there could be some ego conflicts in relationships and harsh words. Also, the sun at this time will be in Kritika Nakshatra. So this will be about education, children, stepchildren, and fire. Now on May 14th, the sun will move into Taurus. Now the focus will be more on resources, wealth, possessions, what we value in life, food, family. This comes up a lot during this month. Now, someone asked me about gold. Gold will dip. Now, the reason why gold went up, and this is a trick in the markets, gold is represented by the sun, but it's also represented by Jupiter as well. But the sun, it went up because the sun was exalted in Aries on the 14th. So if you look, gold went up right after the 14th. It will dip somewhat because now it's not exalted anymore. It doesn't mean that it won't be good, but also because Venus is in Pisces, which is with Saturn and Rahu at that time. It's exalted, but it is with two malefics. But I'll make an entire video about this soon and I'll break it down, but it won't be as high as it was during that time. Now on May 14th, Jupiter will go into Gemini, and Jupiter will be moving very fast and accelerate wherever Jupiter is placed in your chart or whatever houses it rules. Now there can be some ups and downs as Jupiter is not friendly to Mercury. We have to remember that. Many will be searching for knowledge in the beginning, but will be hesitant to spend money. Some will be chasing things, but it may be a mirage, because the grass is not always greener on the other side, and all that glitters ain't gold. Many will be signing contracts, communication and publishing, writings, books, poetry, music will increase. People wanting to gain knowledge will increase, and many will want more short version publications, like short videos to consume. Now, the most difficult time of Jupiter in Gemini, I'll have an entire video about this, but the most difficult time for Jupiter will be from June 13th to August 12th, and that will bring events of sorrow and weather disasters. After August 12th, it'll be about hitting a target, traveling, truth and renewal. Whatever was destroyed or lost in Ardhara Nakshatra will give you more purpose, and you will be able to achieve bigger things when it's over and regain what was lost. So this will help in the matters of trade somewhat as well. But back to May 15th, the sun will trine Ketu, analyzing material resources and a detachment from egotistical desires and possessions, good for spiritual practice in connecting with the true self. On May 17th, Mercury will square Mars. Those in government and leadership positions can have conflicts with the public, the masses, and or from matters of war, trade. Harsh words can be spoken, aggressiveness towards other countries and alliances, which can involve doing something new. For individuals, it is important not to say anything that we would regret later. And the matters of trade as well, it's going to be all year from what I see because of Saturn being in Uttarabhadra Pada 1. And there will be a clash with the masses and leaders all year because of that. May 18th, Rahu will go into Aquarius. So I'm going to have a whole video about this, but just to let you know, and Ketu will go into Leo. This can create leaders with a very large ego who want to get things done their way or no way. Ketu acts like Mars, so many actions can be taken that are only thinking about the self. For those who are more involved, this can give courage to finally step out on your own, pursue your creativity, knowledge from the ancestors, bringing people back from past lives. Enlightened gurus can emerge, spirituality can heighten, and the drive to dissolve the ego and the false sense of self or the false I takes a back seat. We start to think about people again rather than just the individual, but the balance here is key, the individual and the masses. Many will crave to be around people again, even though technology will become an obsession. New inventions, revolutions, People will be doing completely different things, and humanity will take a new turn. Many can detach themselves from celebrities and leaders, and many leaders can step down or also physically die. Many talents will emerge that you didn't know that you had, and you will feel more like being yourself while helping others at the same time by inspiration. Less evolved can have explosive anger, which is the leaders of today's government, and celebrities doing anything for attention as they become more self-absorbed. Leaders and celebrities going to jail, those in entertainment, philosophy and cutting-edge ideas bless the world and out-of-box thinking. People come together for change for humanity. Occult sciences, astrology, UFOs, space travel, but also dark agendas of the elite. Oh, I should say space travel. May 19th, Jupiter squares K2, having to pay back loans and people not being able to pay them back, dealing with education and laws. May 19th, Mercury trine K2. This is harsh words in regards to debt and the roles of the government and its duties. Also will have impact in the matters of trade and shared resources, wealth, financial transactions. May 23rd, Mercury will trine K2, and this is dealing with trade, resources, and the right path to take and the leaders. Then, on May 26th, we have a new moon in Taurus in Rohini Nakshatra. Also, we have in that first house, Mercury in Kritika. So we'll have Jupiter in the second house, and Jupiter in this pada. We must be careful of taking a loan, like I said, for something that we cannot pay back, or it can be someone who gives out loans but isn't paid back. This is in the US's 7th house conjunct its natal Mars. And this can have to do with loans for education and possibly foreign relations. This will be a major problem for the masses in the homelands, and it will bring in money for the country, but many individuals will not be able to pay it back because the interest rate is too high. This is the karma of this pada. Businesses must be cautious of this as well, those who work independently and those who work with their hands. Also, we must be careful of our spending habits, as it can be about someone who gets rich but ends up poor because of their bad spending habits. This can affect the markets too between May 14th and 29th. Then we'll have themes that have to do with farming, agriculture, professions handling food, artists, musicians, entertainment. This is the fashion, cosmetic industry, anyone who's doing creative work. But this is dealing with banks, the transport agencies, tourism, automobile industry, oil, anyone who makes fabrics, shipping, food production. So you can see that there can be some ups and downs there, but I'll have a whole video explaining how this will play out. Because like I said, this is another indication. It's all about resources, the markets, the beauty industry, which will involve trade, money, and the public. Then on May 29th, for a short period of time, it's going to be good for the markets because Sun will conjunct Mercury. Moon will be with Jupiter in Gemini, and Mercury is Cazimi at this time. It'll be good for a very short period. Now on May 31st, Venus will transit Aries, and Venus becomes very passionate, active, looks for something new, curious. Money can come quickly and from new businesses, but impulsive spending can come into play as Venus wants to move very fast. Working on one's self-care and beauty, improving the way one looks, healing, transformation. In Ashwini, so the first part of it can create sudden gains and losses in the markets in money matters because it's ruled by Ketu, but it can also bring back people and relationships from the past to start fresh again. Then when it goes in Bhavni Nakshatra in the middle part, that is going to be about some extremes in relationships. It can also do with pregnancy as well. And then at the end, it's going to be in Kritika, which is good for learning, fire rituals, loving children that may not be ones that we birthed ourselves, maybe be adoptive children. It can make people very magnetic, sexually appealing to others, like spring almost. It reminds me of like a rabbit, because you know how in spring the rabbits are all going to mate and they're really fast. It kind of reminds me of the Venus and Aries here. And yeah, that's just a little bit about what I see. I'll have separate videos for all these transits. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.